very good afternoon. This is the news update on Dominion Television, Ibadan. I am Olusegun Fawole. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has ordered the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare to take urgent steps to end the ongoing strike by members of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, and ensure their immediate return to duty. The Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isiaq Salako, announced the presidential directive which underscores the administration's concern over the disruption of medical services nationwide, while addressing reporters yesterday in Abuja. Salako, who apologized to Nigerians affected by the industrial action, added that the president had approved the upward review of retirement age for clinical health workers to 65 years and released 21.3 billion naira for payment of outstanding arrears, with 60% already disbursed. President Bola Tinubu is set to conclude the appointment of ambassadors to Nigeria's foreign missions worldwide after months of diplomatic gaps and growing pressure over the country's absence of envoys abroad. Presidency officials who are familiar with the development spoke to news correspondents on condition of anonymity that the president had ordered a final cleanup of the list of nominees ahead of its release, confirming that the Senate had already screened the nominees. The development comes more than 2 years after Tinubu's September 2023 decision to recall all ambassadors from Nigeria's 109 foreign missions as part of a comprehensive diplomatic review. Meanwhile, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Olufemi Oluyede, has dismissed claims of Christian persecution in the country, insisting that the country's main security challenge remains terrorism. Speaking to reporters in Abuja, Oluyede dismissed the claim by United States President Donald Trump that Islamic terrorists were targeting and killing Christians. The defense chief explained that the armed forces have been working relentlessly to combat terrorism and improve national security, arguing that terrorism is not peculiar to Nigeria. Consequently, reactions have followed reports that United States President Donald Trump is planning to deploy American troops to Nigeria, owing to claims of an ongoing genocide against Christians. While some Nigerians, particularly within Christian communities, welcome this move as a potential solution to the religious killings, others warn that such action could compromise Nigeria's sovereignty.
The announcement by the U.S. President Donald Trump regarding the deployment of American troops to Nigeria, accusing the nation of inadequately addressing violence against Christians, has sparked widespread debate across the country.
There is a diplomatic strain between America and Nigeria. So if the U.S. is trying to intervene, the approach is what is wrong. Because Nigeria as a country is a sovereign nation. So I feel that the government of Nigeria has not actually did efficiently when it comes to the issue of tackling of security, tackling of terrorism in Nigeria. That has been the problem.
We have been crying. We have been crying. Though these days, it is not just only the Christians that are killed, but everybody. But it started with the Christians. The killing of the others was an unintended consequence. They said it that their intention was to fight jihad and plant the Quran at the Atlantic Ocean, coming from the north. They said it, Abubakar Shekau and his people. I don't know why people deny the obvious.
However, sources indicate that President Bola Tinubu is expected to meet with U.S. President Donald Trump to discuss the matter. In the meantime, the Nigerian government has denied the allegations. In a statement released on Sunday, The Nigerian Ministry of Foreign Affairs described President Donald Trump's claim that extremist groups are killing thousands of Christians on a large scale as inaccurate and unreflective of Nigerians' true security situation. Nigerians, however, urge the federal government to step up defense by getting rid of all criminal activities in the nation and protect lives. Aino Grace, Dominion News.
Political parties and their candidates participating in the November 8, 2025 Anambra State governorship election have signed a peace accord, pledging to uphold non-violence and respect the outcome of the poll. The peace pact, chaired by former head of state, retired General Abdulsalam Abubakar and Bishop Matthew Kuka, was attended by representatives of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), security agencies, traditional rulers, and candidates of major political parties. INEC Chairman Professor Joash Amokbito reaffirmed the Commission's readiness to deliver a credible, transparent, and peaceful election. He announced that the Commission had approved a final register of 2,802,798 eligible voters, with 24,000 personnel to be deployed across the 21 local government coalition centers in Awka. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, representing Kogi Central, has alleged that immigration officials at the airport prevented her from traveling abroad. The lawmaker raised the alarm during a live broadcast on her Facebook page this morning, accusing officials of withholding a passport without legal justification.
Good morning. This is Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Having completed my celebration of my second year in office, I decided to take a week off. So I'm at the airport here, and my passport is being withheld again. The same thing happened last time where my passport was seized. I have committed no offense, and there is no order from the court to withhold my passport and deny me traveling. The last time this happened, the officer in charge told us that the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, instructed them to withhold my passport and prevent me from traveling because he said each time I travel out of the country, I smear the country's image by granting interviews out in international media. Please tell them to release my passport, and this embarrassment should stop. To withhold my passport? You have no right to deny me exit and entrance into my country. I have not committed any offense, and this must stop. Sorry. No, this must stop. As a matter of fact, I think I have to sue you for continuously embarrassing me. Sorry. No, don't tell me sorry. Can I please have my passport? You can't keep doing this to me.
Although her passport was returned back to her, the senator recalled a similar incident in which her passport was allegedly seized on the instruction of Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Meanwhile, at the time of filing this report, neither Senate President Godswill Akpabio nor the Nigerian Immigration Service had responded to Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan's allegations. And now to the foreign scene. Guinea's military leader Mamadi Doumbouya will stand as a candidate in the country's first presidential elections since he seized power in a coup in 2021. The general handed in his documents at the Supreme Court at the last day of submitting candidacy in the 28th December polls that are meant to restore constitutional order. Despite a promise when he seized power that he would not run, a new constitution submitted by the junta and approved in a September referendum opened the door for him to do so. However, a coalition of opposition political parties, the Forces Vibes and the Citizens Movement, have denounced Doumbouya's decision to stand. Authorities in Vietnam have announced the surge in death toll from a week of flooding and rains in central Vietnam, reaching 40 on Tuesday as another powerful storm bore down on the battered region. According to reports, Vietnam's central belt has been deluged by torrential rains, turning streets into canals, bursting riverbanks, and inundating some of the country's most visited historic sites. As a result, the fatalities occurred in 4 major provinces, according to the Environment Ministry's Disaster Management Agency, which said 6 people remained missing. Authorities in Mexico's Pacific Sinaloa state were attacked by an armed group after midday, with the incident leaving 13 of the attackers dead. Security Minister Omar Garcia Harfuch confirmed these developments to newsmen, adding that 4 people had been detained and that authorities had freed 9 people who had been kidnapped. According to reports, the state has faced a wave of violence in the past year between factions of the Sinaloa cartel, even as authorities are trying to take back control of the area. And now talking sport. Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola has described Arsenal as the most unstoppable team currently in the Premier League. In a chat with the club's website, the Spanish tactician stated that the Gunners are playing the best football in the league. However, Guardiola is also upbeat on his City team and their chance of hauling in the leaders. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominioncast. And that ends the news update on Dominion Television. I am Olusegun Fawole. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.